chimney smoke and moonlight gleam across the roofs in silver stream. For that's the hour, soft and sweet, when tiny boots on cobbles beat, and brunneth snow knit bold and small makes Christmas joy for one and all. So ho, ho, ho for the baker below, with flour on her face and a heart aglow. Through drifting snow and lantern light, Bruna brings Christmas in the night. In her kitchen warm with embers glow, she whips up dough through swirling snow. Honey buns and stone fruit pie, cinnamon twists that mesmerize. She hums a dwarven carol old of hearth and kin and hearts of gold, and packs her basket woven tight to roam the village out of sight. So ho, ho, ho for the baker below, with flour on her face and a heart aglow. Through drifting snow and lantern light, Bruna brings Christmas in the night. Across the square, past frosted panes, she tiptoes lightly, minding chains of sleigh bells hung on every door, so none will wake with noisy roar. She leaves each child a kindly treat, a sugared roll, a pastry sweet, and whispers soft, let dreams be merry, before she vanished down the ferry. No child has seen her midnight trail, nor felt the whisk of her cloak's pale sail, but every dawn, without a doubt, the village knows she's been about. For where there's joy and crumbs of spice and windows glowing warm and nice, there Bruna's love has surely been a secret shared with winter's wind. So ho, ho, ho for the baker below, with flour on her face and a heart aglow. Through drifting snow and lantern light, Bruna brings Christmas in the night. Oh, bless her boots and bless her bread, the dwarf who warms each sleepy bed. May her heart forever burn so bright, our Christmas star on every
Well, well, well. Welcome, mortals. Hi, everybody. How's it going today? As you can see, I've got the book out, which means we're going to be doing some reading today. Hope you all enjoy a nice, good tale. Today we are going to be reading an original Christmas story that I kind of spent the last couple of days kind of trying to pump out here to push back our Khaosmas story. Hi, Ladybug. Welcome on in. Glad to see you here. I loved the art that you that you posted. That perfectly captured the chaos of yesterday's stream. How are you doing today? Let me see. Let me pull up the story here. Bruna of Sweet Eve. There we go. I try. You did phenomenal. I love every time I get to see your art. And the fact that every time I see something posted, it's it's something you just threw together of me. It makes me feel giddy, I'm not gonna lie. And it was so freaking adorable. It perfectly captured everything there. I think it turned out amazing. I loved it. I reshared it. I had to quote that because it was beautiful. I've been there, but a story time will be a great way to end the day. Well, I am glad to be able to provide you with such a thing then. Because today we are going to be reading about Bruna. a female dwarf who bakes for all the kids in the families of her small town, acting as Santa Claus per se. The stream was so silly, it was just easily drawable. Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm glad that it was able to turn your day around too yesterday. That's what we strive for. We strive to be here for other people. Just because I am the primordial darkness, the everlasting chaos, doesn't mean we don't care. There's still beauty in chaos. It just needs to be controlled. And that's what I do here. We control it to enlighten other people's lives. Okay, I need to get my it felt different. Reading articles and stuff when we're going over the folklore, it feels entirely different to be reading a piece that I wrote. Oh, at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so like I don't remember why, but like ages ago, and by ages I mean like a week ago, I had put 3 people into I removed the backgrounds for like 3 photos, each of them being like 3 different characters from Wuthering Waves. And I threw them into my assets, and today one of them decided to finally show up. Her name is Galbrina. She's one of my top favorite characters. She's tied for first place with one other character. So like, in the next couple streams, if they end up loading in my assets, you'll probably see the other 2 characters posted somewhere along my my scenery too. She has an amazing backstory. Think of like a child so pure and innocent that is full of potential, engulfed up by just darkness, destruction, and chaos. And then she learned to kind of make a deal with something in it and use it against itself, and came out as a total freaking badass. No. Okay, so the one I spent my money on for the cosmetic is... Let me see if hers loaded up yet. Because I put her in here too. But when I took a quick cursory glance, I didn't see her image load in here yet. But I almost passed up by Galbrina earlier on accident. Because I wasn't expecting her to be in here. So if I take a closer look. It's not looking like it. No, nothing. Why? Why did it load that one? But not the other 2. I wonder if... Let me see. How do I always forget how I do this. Anytime I open the data folder, there we go. Items. Yeah, so she does have one in here. It's just not loaded in. And I don't know why. Because I did that like 4 streams ago. I definitely did it like during last week. But it just never showed up. Because it should be down at the very bottom, but it hasn't. You'll see her. If she loads up, you'll definitely see her on the... Her name was Zani. Well, I'll make sure to remember to point her out if she ends up loading. She'll definitely be on the screen along with Galbrina here. She's the other one that's tied for first place. I could not pick between the two of them. Alright. Gotta wet the whistle here. Act like I know how to read a dang book. Okay. Bruna of the Sweet Eve. At the edge of the evergreen forest, where the snow-laden pines stood shoulder to shoulder, and a wide river lay frozen in silver, sat a small town of Willowbend. Smoke curled from chimneys, ladders glowed in frostbitten windows. Lanterns, not ladders, damn it. See, I can't read. Okay, let's start over again. I got this. The first damn sentence. I can do this part. At the edge of the evergreen forest, where snow-laden pines stood shoulder to shoulder, and a wide river lay frozen in silver, sat a small town of Willowbend. Smoke curled from chimneys, lanterns glowed in frostbitten windows, and the river whispered softly beneath its coat of ice. See, there we go. Got it that time. Can't read, it's not going to be a short stream at all. Shush. I have made my corrections. I've got my story straight now. You try reading from the Book of Chaos, okay? It was invented before language ever was. Alright, so it's hard to transcribe some of the literature. Willowbend was a town of ordinary folk farmers, millers, fishers, and children with red noses and patched mittens, and among them lived Bruna. She was the only half-dwarf for miles in any direction, sturdy and broad-shouldered, with dark braids tied into silver rings, and boots worn smooth by years of walking the town's cobbled paths. Some folk had been weary of her when she first arrived long ago, but Bruna had a way of winning hearts, mostly through batter, sugar, and patience. Her bakery sat near the riverbank, a low stone building that always smelled of warm spice and honey. By day, Bruna sold loaves of pastries with a gruff laugh and kind eyes, but by night, she lived quietly, watching the seasons turn. But on Christmas Eve, Bruna never slept. When the town bell rang once and fell silent, she closed her shutters and lit a small lantern whose glow never flickered in the wind. She filled a thick leather satchel with sweet pastry berries. Damn it. Just when I thought I was doing good. Let's try that line again. When gotta lock in on Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, I do. When the town bells... that's a line up. Okay. No, that's the wrong one. Okay. When the town bells rang once and fell silent, she closed her shutters and lit a small lantern whose glow never flickered in the wind. She filled a thick leather satchel with sweet pastry berry tarts, glazed until they shone, sugared buns shaped like stars, and little hand pies sealed with care. Snow muffled her steps as she crossed the bridge and over the frozen river. The forest loomed dark and peaceful beyond the town, its branches heavy with light. Bruna moved from house to house, small and swift, leaving a bundle of pastries by each door, on windowsills or beside cold hearths waiting for morning fires. For the window near the mill, she left a soft almond cake. For the river folk, who braved the cold year-round, she left extra pies to share. And for the children who lived nearest the forest edge, she left honey biscuits shaped like pine trees. She never left her name, the people of Willow Bend woke every Christmas morning to find the same wonder, sweet treats waiting where none had been there the night before. No tracks ever seemed to lead anywhere. No one ever saw who left them. Some said that the forest spirits crossed the rivers when the snow was thickest. Others claimed that the river itself gifted Willow Bend for being kind to its banks. A few insisted it was simply a Christmas magic, and asking too many questions might scare it away. Bruna liked those answers the best. As the sky lightened to its pale blue, she stood at the edge of the forest and looked back at the town. Lamps flickered on one by one. Soon there would be laughter, surprise, and crumbs on every table. She returned to her bakery, brushed snow from her cloak, and set a single pastry on her own windowsill. By the time the first knock came at her door that morning, she was already rolling down, humming softly. "Merry Christmas, Bruna," the townsfolk would call. She smiled beneath her braids and answered, "Aye, Merry Christmas." The river kept its secrets. The forest stood silent, and Willow Bend stayed sweet for another year. Hey, welcome on in, Mr. Failure. I'm afraid Krampus is not in this story. No. This one was short, simple, and sweet. It was a simple Christmas story to kind of push us through the end of the week here about a dwarf that just bakes for everyone in the town. Not this one. No, if you want a more dark and chaotic one, you'll have to tune in for next week's Khaosmas story. We're going to end the Khaosmas event with an original story about what it means for Khaosmas itself. And it is a bit more darker than just the average Christmas tale. When does Snape die? If I remember correctly, he dies in Deathly Hallows 1. Spoiler alert. I know spoiler alerts don't count when I say the spoiler first. I'm sorry. But in my defense, that movie has been out for like over 10 years. I don't want to know the exact math of how long that movie's been out. Yeah. So that was the story of Bruna. And actually, where is it? I have it pulled up here. To be fair, I was never going to watch it. You never watched the Harry Potter series? You know what? We'll get back to that in a second. First, we've got this song that also was created. The Song of Bruna. Snow Needs. Midnight Run.
Oh, gather round the fire bright and hear the tale of frost-kissed night when chimney smoke and moonlight gleam across the roofs in silver stream. For that's the hour soft and sweet when tiny boots on cobbles beat and Brunnet snow knit bold and small makes Christmas joy for one and all. So ho, ho, ho for the baker below with flour on her face and a heart aglow through drifting snow and lantern light. Bruna brings Christmas in the night. In her kitchen warm with embers glow, she whips up dough through swirling snow, honey buns and stone fruit pie, cinnamon twists that mesmerize. She hums a dwarven carol old of hearth and kin and hearts of gold, and packs her basket woven tight to roam the village out of sight. So ho, ho, ho for the baker below frosted pane, she tiptoes lightly, minding chains of sleigh bells hung on every door, so none will wake with noisy roar. She leaves each child a kindly treat, a sugared roll, a pastry sweet, and whispers soft, let dreams be merry, before she vanished down the ferry. No child has seen her midnight trail, nor felt the whisk of her cloak's pale sail, but every dawn, without a doubt, the village knows she's been about. For where there's joy and crumbs of spice and windows glowing warm and nice, there Brunna's love has surely been a secret shared with winter's wind. So ho, ho, ho for the baker below, with flour on her face and a heart aglow. Through drifting snow and lantern light, Brunna brings Christmas in the night. Oh, bless her boots and bless her bread, the dwarf who warms each sleepy bed. May her heart forever burn so bright, our Christmas star on every
Fanfiction is definitely a different kind of story for certain. Absolutely. Have you ever have you ever listened to or read My Immortal, if I remember correctly? Like the terribly written satanic fanfic, quote unquote satanic fanfic about Harry Potter? Or are you simply referring to the fact that you've written fanfic about it despite never reading it? This, you know, and to Mr. Failures' earlier comment, yeah, Harry Potter is a bit overrated. I feel like very few things nowadays aren't. We have really the fan bases to blame for that when it comes down to it. Okay, yes, My Immortal might have been Wattpad, but that doesn't change the fact that it's made its rounds since then. You know, I mean, there have been like multiple YouTubers that have like covered it and read it just so you don't have to. So you can listen to them read it. And it's so terrible. I've I've listened to it twice. My cousin showed it to me, so I had to listen to that entire thing, and then I had to turn around and scar my brother with that as well. Worth every second of forcing them to listen to it. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Reading bad fan fiction is definitely one thing. Reading good ones, absolutely, for sure, hands down. But finding good fanfic can be a pain. I do suggest, if one day you have nothing to do, just pull up a YouTube video of My Immortal being read. Because it might be terrible. But it's so terrible, it's almost good. In like that really bad sense. Like the movie The Room. Terrible movie. But you gotta watch it. Oh, really? Wow. I can't say I'm still on the market of reading fanfic, but good to know. Good to know. You just gotta get on AOC. Hopefully. No. I'm not gonna finish that thought. But yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lie. I thought my story would have been a little bit longer than it was. Um, but it, yeah, it felt longer when I was writing it. I did, yeah. I know. Writing does take forever, and then like once you get done with it, you're like, yeah, this is a good amount, and then you just fly through it. I mean, granted, let's see, including the intro, it took us maybe what 15 minutes to get through that story. Which, I mean, if you think about it, kind of is a decent length for like a simple Christmas story. But judging on this length, I might have to go back and add on more to the Khaosmas story before next week's stream because I want it to be a strong finish with Khaosmas. Because after we read the Khaosmas story, we'll have what? One stream that week, maybe. I might stream that week. I might take a break for the rest of that week because that'll be the day after Christmas. Also, I don't know if I'm actually reading. Yeah, I'll probably read it. I don't think anyone will tune in on Christmas Day, but I feel like it'll be appropriate to end the Khaosmas event on Christmas by taking it over with Khaosmas. Reading it in 30 minutes. Jeez. Okay, I've gotten. Let's see. Let me pull up. Let me make sure none of my windows. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I've been writing a story for a minute here. Oh, it's gonna tell me to sign in because my computer wants to be a pain in the arse. Right? Okay. No, there we go. I was able to get in. Let's see. I've been writing a book for a little bit now, and because I completely lost track of the general length of chapters in your average book, I kind of just kept writing because I was like, oh, you know what? This amount of pages seems like a decent chapter length. So I wrote 28 pages for the first chapter, which after I went back and did more research, I realized that was overkill for a chapter. So let's see, almost 11,000 words for the first chapter. Almost. Then by the time I started doing the second one, I dropped it to 15 pages. Almost 6,000. That's 11, what's that, 17 right there so far. Chapter 3 I just finished recently. With another 3,000. Yeah, I don't know. So that's 11, 17, 18, 19, so almost 20,000 words total for the 3 chapters so far. But I haven't sat down to try to read it or time myself yet. But I'm a little afraid to because every time I go back and read any of my stuff, I don't like it, and I immediately just want to start like tweaking with it. And none of my projects ever get finished when it comes to writing if I just look back on it. Yeah, you're right. I try. Yeah, exactly. That's what I realized too. Is like freaking a chapter can be around 3,000 words, and that's what I started like capping myself with because I feel like it's so much easier to take like that time gap between plot points and like take those pivoting steps instead of trying to stretch out a chapter to like make it seem right. Like I know you can take a gap in your chapter and like change perspectives in the middle of your chapter, but I don't like doing that too much. Although I did just kind of do that in my last chapter a lot. Okay, it's like back and forth between like two different people. It's the same party. It's just going back and forth between the different perspectives until they meet up again. But yeah. And if you get like a really good if you get a really good book, like I noticed reading through it can be a good handful of hours. So let's see, one of my books I went through recently, part of the Soulbound trilogy, I think those took like, not trilogy, no, that series has like freaking 10 books in it. It was like 18 hours to listen to the last one, and it was like, I want to say 41 chapters. So I imagine like, if I was to buy the physical of that book, it was probably pretty thick chapters, because it feels like that long to read through that many chapters shouldn't be accurate. My favorite author has her chapters maybe 1 or 2 pages long, and it works with her writing style. That's true. It really depends on the person's style, because really you're just telling the story. The chapters and the page lengths don't mean anything. It's about your writing and how it comes across to the other people. That's fair. Something I need to gather more confidence in if I ever actually want to finish any of my writings. I've started like 4 different freaking books, trashed 3 of them. This one's the 4 chapters in? Yeah, that's the furthest one I've made so far. I've already been working on another one too, mentally. I haven't been typing it out. It's very easy to work on a book mentally though. Just get all the plot kind of scratched down in the head for a quick second. Oh my god, yeah. Yeah! Authors take an entire year or longer to write a book, and people will finish it now. I feel it absolutely. Like, when I was going through the... Okay. What gets me sometimes, too, is like if you don't know, it's part of a series, right? And you finish it, and you're like, oh, because like some authors do a perfect way of finishing up one of their entries to their series with making it seem like it's just a good ending point, and then like come to find out later down the road that there are more books to that series and now you're behind. But no, when I was like I was going through the Legends and Lattes series, right? And the most recent one, I want to say Brigadiers and Bread or something like that, or damn it, I'm gonna have to look this up now. Legends and Latte series. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Brigands and Bread Knives. I was close. Brigands and Bread Knives. It was the 3rd book to the series, and it just came out this year in November. And I had prepaid for it on Audible. The day it came out, I immediately took an extra long walk to start going through it. And I needed to pace myself for it, because I knew the book just came out and I'd be livid with it when I went through it and finished it. The next day when I went for my walk, literally there were so many reviews on it already, and I was just like, Jesus Christ, people, you have to calm yourselves down, because I made myself take it easy on it, and I finished it in a week, and at the end of that week, I was empty inside. I was like, I need the 4th book to this damn series, and I know it's not going to happen for at least a whole another freaking year, if not longer. Which is not okay with me. I don't like that feeling. and then having to try to find a book after another book like leaves you with that feeling, it becomes a real pain. I guess it goes for art too. You spend hours on One Piece and people only look for a few seconds and the expected not. Oh yeah, I think like one of that goes a lot for like highly detailed manga panels when they're background layouts or something like that, and there's like no words to read or anything, so someone just glances at it for like 3 seconds and then flips the page, and it takes some of those artists like so long to go through those and make all that art. It just doesn't even get the appreciation it deserves. I make sure, like, once that got pointed out to me, like I used to have that bad habit, but when it got pointed out to me, because I remember seeing a post about the Naruto manga when one of the odd artists did the entire Leaf Village when painted above it. People just flipped through that without paying like much of attention, and it took them like 3 weeks or something like that to do that freaking panel because of all the intricate detail and everything. So like ever since I remember learning that, I make sure to force myself to like spend a bit of time on every page, even if there's no words on it, and just like truly look at the art and just be like, okay, I'm not gonna let this person down. I will admire the freaking art. Goodreads Yearly Wrap is coming out soon. Ooh! I know what you mean. The Hellbent series did the same thing, and I just wanted the final book, and it's gonna be my favorite character too. Yeah. Like, my Soulbound series I was reading, it's got a book, but it's got a recent book, I should say, a new entry to it, but it's not available in my region yet. Which sucks because it doesn't give me any, possible date or anything like that. And I'm just... Damn. Yeah, I really need more Legends and Lattes now. I need to read that book again. I need to get the physical of that. I need to get the physical of that entire trilogy. Yep, that's on my what to waste money on when I get spending cash. No, wait, I've already got like 3 other things ahead of that. But it's added to the list, for sure. This should be classified as reader abuse. Yes. I agree, absolutely. I feel like it could also reverse it too of author abuse when we just read their entire work in like 1 year. Or wait, what? Their entire work in 1 day. Just said them like, could you imagine that they just like sign the envelope? No, email. They sign emails or whatever, right? Books get published out, and they have like don't even have a week before they have to be like, okay, well now we're gonna need you to like fly out here to do a book reading and book signing because people just are fanatic about your damn book. Which I mean, honestly, you're getting people like fanatic about it like that. I mean, good for you because your writing's clearly doing something. But I always wonder, like some of those authors end up like meeting, like how do I put this? When they meet those fans and like fans are like, oh hey, I wanted to ask this about the book, right? And yada 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 yada. I wonder like how many times the author has to sit there with a smile on their face and be like, oh, you know, yada yada, and they never actually thought about whatever point was brought up. It's just like something that slipped past them, you know, or just ways to be like, oh yeah, I could have done that, like mentally, but like never admitting that to the fans. I did that. I read the Hellbent series, which was like 4 years worth of work in like 2 months. But hey, what can you do? You know, yeah. Especially when it's a story that really just grabs onto you. You know. Was this foreshadowing in the office note? Yes. When a story really grabs you, you don't want to put it down, which is the hard part. it helps to have a lot of chaos in your life that it doesn't allow you to read your books. Because then you can take your time with them and then have the next one available. Honestly. Well, I think we've pushed the stream another 20 minutes by chatting. another 15 minutes by just simply chatting. Yeah. So tonight's a Friday, isn't it? It is. I don't have anything planned for tomorrow because I'm not streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow and Sunday are my breaks. So I guess keep an eye out on Twitter or on my Discord for my schedule because I post my schedules there the second I get done with them. And I know break time. I used to like having my break times for the weekend and being able to just be like, oh, finally I don't have to worry about streaming and yada yada. But like, that was really when no one was tuning in. Sunday at 11:59, yeah, because honestly, that's most likely when it'll end up getting finished. That's most likely when it definitely gets finished. Absolutely, that's my time schedule. I start roughly around like 9:30ish, but because I'm trying to do like individual, like separate streams, all holiday related, it takes me a long time to be like, okay, crap, what can I do? I've already done this. Okay, maybe I can do a slight variant. No, nothing like that's good enough. Crap, I'm gonna have to come up with something else. And it takes me a long time to piece together such simple, crappy streams. Christmas is next week. It is absolutely terrifying. Tell me about it. Got the whole build up to next week, and everyone's always on break. Because, you know, next week being the week of Christmas, that means like anyone who has children and so forth, they're going to be home, which just means so much more chaos in stores or out in town because people are having to drag their kids everywhere. And not to mention just all the stress Christmas normally brings. You have not done your present shopping yet? Oh, you are falling behind, Ladybug. You are truly falling behind. Hopefully, you at least have the fundage for doing a little bit of Christmas present shopping. Because if I had the money, I'd probably like procrastinate to the very last minute. But me being the broke bitch I am, you know, being the primordial darkness, you don't get a lot of money. I took this body, right? He was broke. Why do you think he was trying to do a freaking ritual spell? I just kind of nabbed him. I didn't realize how much money was necessary. But I try to get, anytime I get like the slightest bit of spending cash, it immediately goes to a present. I start tucking things away from like November to try to make sure I have everything settled. All cultists are broke. You know what? That's fair. I just need to build up my cult enough so I'm not the broke one, but I can leave all my followers broke. All my followers, not my Khaosflowers, don't you guys worry. You are precious to me and I will keep you close to my heart. Well, I would if I had one. But I'll keep you a nice little cozy section in my void for you, so you don't get lost. So I'm glad to have you here. It's always a pleasure to have you in the streams. Next year, I'm going to try to start spending money I don't have earlier in the year so I can get better assets for the Khaosmas event. Because I definitely want to do this every year. I think it's going to be harder every year because I really relied on a lot of tier lists and stuff this year. But I feel like as soon as you start getting the ability to get subs, it's all maybe. You, have been one of the most consistent people I've had. I've had a handful of followers, but you and was it Mr. Failure that popped in earlier have been like some of my most consistent ones, and Mr. Failure's not even following me. He hasn't fully committed to being a Chaos Flower yet. We're still working on corrupting him. The whispers are seeping into his dreams at night. Don't worry. But what do I want for Christmas? Nothing. I want you to be in my streams. That's all. You save your money for the people around you, and all of that good stuff. You stream unlocked are gonna be like this next year. I'm gonna try. I'm hoping if I can build up enough of a community, I want to like put in double time work, even though I have no idea what I'm doing. I want to put in double the effort to build up the community. So hopefully by next Khaosmas, I can do some like community games and stuff or something. Like even if it's not necessarily holiday related, we can at least like spend the holidays together. And just have some like custom Christmas music playing in the background or something. I don't know, but I feel like we can get away with it by pulling together as a community, because well, it's part of the holiday season to spend time with people, right? So like we'll get away with it a little bit, because the rest of the year I've kind of already got planned out, and by that I mean nothing at all. I might do something for St. Patty's Day, because why the hell not? We'll have Khaosmas for the entire month of December. Well, from December 1st all the way up until Christmas Day itself. I would want to say New Year's. We will do something, but we probably won't, because people are usually always up until midnight, if not later, and they create a lot of noise around here, so it'd be a very like distracting stream with a lot of chaos going on in the background. So I'm not sure I'll do anything, but yeah, between St. Patty's Day, Khaosmas, those are really only like the two major things. I'll probably like come up with other things to do in between, but we'll probably switch back to like the default of games, of doing gaming and stuff, with the occasional art stream sprinkled in. Probably go back to drawing some of my book characters, or my manga characters, my story characters. There we go. To finalize and get all their digital versions finished, because I consider them officially done and no more tweaking to the concepts when I finally finish their digital pieces. So between art and games, yeah, that's probably what the majority of the next year is going to be until we get back up to like the holiday seasons. Of course, there's a lot of room to tweak around with it and, you know, alter the schedules, because as we know, I plan them the day of before I'm supposed to start streaming again. So as the community grows, you know, I have definitely suggestion areas in my Discord. But the only people to join that have really been AI bots, or those people that just really want to sell you their art. So I've got to cleanse my server again from all the fucking members in it. But as the community grows, there's definitely a section for people to add suggestions. So, you know, that was my point. Is the bigger we grow, the more stuff will probably happen. Nothing like yeah. Jackbox streams, yeah. I remember I've done those a couple times with other streamers. Those are very fun to do. Those ones I have to have people around to do. I have to have more people with though. I try to plan my streams where I can rely on my viewer count to be 0, because if I want to do a if I want to do a stream that like requires viewer participation or anything like that, then absolutely no one ever shows up. I'm scared to join Discord servers because I like to be respectfully parasocial, and Discord feels too far from me. No, you know, that's absolutely fair. I can't. I'm on Discord, but I can't tell you how little I actually talk to people. Like, I've had 2 good friends on there, and then I haven't talked to them in a while. One of them stopped talking to me because we had a debate over something. And we were just like, cool, you know what? We'll just kind of cut ties here, no drama, peace. And then my other friend just kind of started hitting me up on Instagram Reels and on Instagram and said, because he just hasn't been on Discord in a while, I get on there, I join people's servers enough to like keep in touch with them and what they're doing, occasionally be like, hey, yo, I want to be friendly and chat with people, but I'm so antisocial I don't do it at all. So I feel you. I definitely feel you on that one. I'm an adult fan. I don't care what you want. Hey, you know what? You do you. You do you. That's how life is, man. People got their boundaries. Except for me, I don't have boundaries. I respect other people's boundaries, but I don't have them. Anyone that knows me out in this model or outside definitely know that that's the freaking truth. That's fair. Like, if you put me in front of someone, I can plaster on like a decent face and be like, oh, hey, yo, how's it going? Without like a falter. But the second it comes to like interacting with people online or just like any of that, it definitely, like, the anxiety spikes up for sure. Which it shouldn't. It shouldn't at all. Because, hey, Uni, welcome on in. Are you not already part of my Discord server? Let me see here. I thought the name sounds familiar here. The members. Oh, you aren't. I mean, yeah, if you want to, you're more than welcome to. I need to fix my bot that used to post my links in here. What I'm gonna do is I'll do this. How do I do this? It's been forever since I've done this. Right. Okay. Nope. Yes. Do that one. And I think we could. Oh, it won't let me. Fine, be like that, you little nitwit. Damn, I can't post anything in my OBS to be able to freaking. Oh. You know what I can do though? Ha! I've got a cheap way to do this. I just gotta go here. Be a part of my own chat. Right? Bam. There we go. There's an invitation, whoever wants to hop in. Oh, there we go. That's why. Yeah. That's why I remember you. We did talk in the DMs a bit. I don't need to create a passcode. Get the hell out of here. Fine, I'll check you later. I'm hopping on my own chat now. I feel so cringe being in my own chat like that. I miss one thing to like interact with you guys, but like to type in it from like Twitch while I have my option to type into it from my OBS, it feels weird. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to... Oh yeah, the link is on my profile. Yeah. I always forget that too. I still need to... No! Damn it. My friend who was going to help me set up my freaking bots. That's the friend that kind of stopped talking to me. You should definitely have boundaries. No, see, here's the thing. Okay, I say I don't have boundaries. By that, I mean I have, like, what most people would consider no boundaries, because I just have zero shame. Alright? Yeah. That's really what I mean. I definitely have my boundaries. I'll be like, oh, I won't put up with this and stuff like that. But when I say I have no boundaries, I'm mostly referring to the fact I just have zero shame, and so I chill on a lot of things. YouTube tutorials are here for you. That is true. That is absolutely true. I'm gonna have to do that because every time I Google it, it's always like make an entire Twitch account strictly for your bots. I'm like, no. I know it's been a while, but I remember I don't have to do that. But I don't remember anything other than that. So I'm just gonna have to. I'm gonna have to YouTube it. I have to put so much work into this stuff. Honestly, the worst part about starting off by yourself and being broke is having to learn skills. It's so easy to click go live, but you have to have the skills to do a lot of the extra stuff that you like to do. But the work is fun. The work. This part right here. Talking to you guys. That's the fun part. It's not the behind the scenes. The behind the scenes is stressful. Coming up with the stream schedule, keeping to the stream schedule, trying to learn all this stuff so you can try to like make everything go according to plan or add small little snippets to make the streams more fun for people. And it's really stressful when your stuff starts to scuff up. Like, my computer used to run smoothly, right? But then I was like, yo, I want to start VTubing. So then I upgraded my motherboard, got some pieces to it, and it works. It does what it's supposed to. But now I'm processing so much different stuff, and it didn't hook up like 100% to the T, so now I don't have my USB 3 port, so I can't even plug in my consoles into my capture card to be able to like stream video games that I actually have the physical copies of for you guys to watch. I have to rely on games on my computer, and because I upgraded everything else, but I didn't upgrade my graphics card, I lag. My model becomes super laggy, and my games become laggy when I try to play them. So, now I'm talking myself out of streaming next year because I just said I was going to do games, and now I'm immediately talking about how games lag every time. Skill building it depends on the skill building. Because it can be fun, absolutely. But you have to enjoy it to make it fun, and like video editing, right? Putting together clips and video editing, it can be fun to go through the process and like enjoy your outcome. But then like once you feel like you've done really good with it, and then you put it out there and then it receives like no attention, you're like, okay, maybe I thought I was just having fun, and you start to doubt yourself a little bit. I don't do streaming, but when I started doing my own creative stuff, I found out I really like social media management, and that helped me solidify my major in college. And I think moments like that you know what? You're not wrong. I need to learn more about social media management. That is a massive part of streaming, is having like a good social media presence, which I do not. I try. I'm still learning. I'm dipping my toes in, and I'm trying to like do the best I can. But every source I find is always just going, you know what you need to do? You can post pictures of your model. You can do this stuff. Jump into the trends. And I'm like, 90% of these trends require money because I don't have like the art or the really anything to contribute to these trends. Because so it's like, oh, do your character like this, post your character like this, and they're like people just making memes out of their own characters with like really beautiful art. And the best I can do is just like, if I was to recreate the meme, like maybe take a picture of just my model here in the office, and when those never do good. Those always do like 2, maybe 3 views max. And I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this trend crap. This is BS. It was a terrible idea. I'm gonna just keep doing my random posts and just hope for the best. You gotta find your thing. Find your spark. Yeah. I think I've been on a roll with the Khaosmas event this month, though. I mean, I put a lot of views and followers this month, so I think I'm on a sort of roll per se. I'm having a love-hate relationship with it because the just chatting is pulling out a lot more people than my gaming streams did, but I'm also kind of being a bit more communicative in these than I was with my gaming. But I feel like I'll be able to be more talkative when I'm gaming now that I've done like enough just chatting streams to where I actually have to be talking to people. Because I used to rely on my games to be like, oh, I'm gonna just circle my conversation around the game and yada yada yada. But now I'm starting to get the hang of it where I'm just like, nah, dude, you just gotta talk. Just let whatever flow out of your mouth, and you can just censor it later when you want to make clips, if you decide to make clips. The streams I've seen so far have been great. No lag at all, and great audio graphics. I appreciate that. I feel like my audio could definitely be better. I try when it comes to just chatting, it's easy to keep my model running smooth. I did a Dead by Daylight stream at the beginning of this week for the holiday event. That was some terrible lag. My model was laggy and my game was lagging so much. If I like try to run forward, I would run like 4 paces more than I meant to, and like when trying to chase people, I just end up glitching behind a wall. Yeah, so like certain games run smooth. Like I know one of the games I'll finish after the Khaosmas event will be Final Fantasy V, because I can play that one smoothly for sure. There's a couple of the games I'll probably load up and test if my model works smoothly with, and if it doesn't, then I'll have to start rethinking my plans. I might have to do more just chatting streams than I care to. Local community college offers esports management certification. I kind of want to enroll myself in that. Jeez, I'm not gonna lie, that's cool as hell. Any colleges around me, I moved out into the middle of BFE, so the colleges out here practically teach you the bare minimum so you can transfer to a better college. The most you got out here that you won't have to transfer for is like mechanics and farming stuff. Agriculture, there we go. I'm looking for a manager in 2029 business grad right here. Don't take me up on this, I'm barely handing that. What was that, Ladybug? You want to enroll yourself as my social media manager? Wow, I gracefully accept. Thank you so much. I'm sure with experience, so absolutely, Ladybug will do phenomenal. I have no doubt. Everyone in this chat, Uni, if we were chatting the other day, and you were showing me your art, if I remember correctly, you're gonna do freaking great too. Everyone in the chat right now is gonna do phenomenal. There's no doubt about that. I'm already locked in a dungeon drawing fan art for you. I can only do so much. You know, I won't lie. That's fair. And those have turned out amazing, by the way. Those really have. You perfectly captured yesterday's stream with that fan art you did. I mean, absolutely, it was like a quick sketch, but I loved it. I can't do sketches like that. I get too, what's the word? I get too finicky. I like to add too much detail in, and then I give up halfway through because what should be a simple sketch becomes way too like partially detailed, and then it looks like real shite because I'm not committing to just making it a fully detailed piece, and I'm just like, why do I do this to myself? And just gotta get rid of the piece every single time. Perfection is a myth. Perfection is a myth. You're absolutely right. It's a terrible myth. One that makes us strive for something that's non-existent. With kind of like a couple of other things, cough cough. You know what's really sad is my webcam has like a faster facial recognition. Like the frames are way better. The frame rate is way better. But the phone, when I was using that yesterday, was like 100 times more accurate with the slight details of this. Like I was actually able to keep my eyes open yesterday without having to like try to bug them out so my webcam registers them. Because if I just like let my eyes rest, that's why I end up like this with my eyes just flicking. I used to think it was the rigging, but now I'm thinking it's just my webcam because my phone worked flawlessly, which makes me really scared to put money down on another model. I know, I need to put money down on a graphics card before I do a model, but I already know who my dream model artist is. And I will get it done one day. I just have to save up a lot of money. But their style would be freaking phenomenal. Improvement is real and possible, though. Any progress is good progress. You know, my irritating older brother says that exact damn same thing. And to that I say, you're absolutely right. But what pisses me off is he says that, and then I'll watch him like, he'll whip out some like masterful piece that looks phenomenal. Like that it should just be posted everywhere. And then immediately the next piece he draws is just like he's 16 all over again. And I'm like, how the hell did you draw this? And he's like, I don't know. It just kind of came out. I'm like, what the hell are you even attempting with your art? He's like, dude, it just kind of comes and goes. And that's also the thing people don't realize about art, is it kind of comes and goes. If you're just drawing with your own style, it takes a lot of focus to make it consistently not just fluctuate like that. Okay. Well, with that, we've officially went roughly 40 minutes with just chatting after ending the story. So what turned into a short stream turned out to roughly the same stream as same length as yesterday's, really. So I want to thank all of my beautiful Khaosflowers for being here today. And hopefully, I will see you all in my next stream next week, which I still don't know what it will be. You know what I want to do? I've been trying for like a month. Because I really wanted to do like, this is what I mean by I can't like, I gotta make streams ready for 0 viewers, right? Because anytime I ask for interaction, it never works. I've tried in the past to be like, oh, I'm gonna do like a this tier list. Post your PNGs and your models so I can like do this list. One person. I'm like, well, that's not a great freaking tier list, right? So I dropped that stream idea. Then I was like, okay, for Christmas, for the Khaosmas event, we'll do like a letter to Krampus slash letter to Santa kind of stream where people just write whatever the hell they want. It can be like hilarious, honest, or whatever. Nothing. Viewership was terrible, and so I had to like scrap that one. I wanted to do it really badly, but I'll have to do that like in a year or 2 or 3 whenever I get like a big enough community to be able to actually ask people to interact. I think in those situations it's best to have multiple motivators, or even if so if one falls through, you can see the progress in the other areas. You know what? Fair. I think perfection is my toxic trait. When things don't turn out the right way, I just get disencouraged easily, but I'm working on it. Yeah. I absolutely agree with that. I can't say I necessarily go for perfection, but I definitely have a very specific idea in mind when I go for something, and when it falls short of that, I easily give up. Yeah. It's a very bad trait. And the worst part about that is, even if you look at like the other things that turned out really good, when it's still short of your idea of what you wanted, it's just like, yeah, these parts were all right, but freaking, it's still not there. So we're just gonna get rid of it. And that's even worse if you really want to finish the piece, because then like you just want to get rid of it, and like maybe you do, and you're like, I'm just gonna start over again because I need to get this. I want this piece, and then you start over again, and it just turns out worse than the first one, or even worse, you start to alter the other one, right, to try to make it even better, and if for somehow you just make it even worse, and you're like, how am I making it worse? It was perfect before, and then you like retrace your line before, and it's not perfect. You're like, what the hell am I on? It wasn't perfect. I need to fix this, but I can't. It's a real back and forth. It's a terrible flop. This art came out bad and got no likes, but I know I wanted to try to draw better hands and practice rendering in the style. You know, okay, yeah, that's a solid point. I'll give you that. Oh my god, okay, Ladybug. Join? Okay, I mean, I won't say join Discord if you don't genuinely have like a Discord like profile or anything like that, but if you do, you should totally join, just simply so I can send you all like my my character freaking arts I've done on previous streams and stuff. I don't think I haven't posted them to my Twitter because I low-key want to keep like the characters like mostly what's the word, secret, I guess, until I can like actually ever find a way to like make the story come to life, just so like the characters don't end up being pulled into something else by other people who actually have the means to do things that I don't have the will or means to do. But I'll gladly share them with you so you can see them all, because I am like proud of some of those ones, like whether it's the rendering or just the style it turned out in. Hands are the hardest to draw. Hands and feet are like, ugh. Because like feet, they seem so simple, but they aren't. There's like, they seem simple enough, but there's so much room to just butcher them up. And hands, you have all the different digits, and it like you look at every tutorial or anything, be like, hey, this is how to draw a hand, you know, follow these guidelines. And when you do, it never turns out right. And I hate it all the more because then my brother's words of like, okay, so how you do this is you just, and then yeah, you just kind of do that. Those words, terrible advice, but it's also the best way to describe like half the way you're supposed to freaking draw hands and feet, because like any guidelines are terrible, and the only way you can do it is just kind of do it. No. Listen. I peer pressure a lot of people into doing a lot of things. Mostly very stupid things that are entertaining for me to watch. But I also forgot you can just hit me up on Twitter if you don't want to do Discord, and I could just send them through Twitter too. A win-win. I shall leave the choice up to you. There are a lot of people. Okay, listen. It sounds terrible, but it's all in good fun. For the most part. Let's see. Okay, I wouldn't even say peer pressure. I just simply use a silver tongue to gently guide them to doing stuff sometimes. And sometimes it's offering all the money in my pocket, not telling them exactly how much money I have in there. Cut the camera. I'll just jump to my settings, turn off the VOD so nothing gets posted. I'll still delete the VOD immediately afterwards so nothing can be clipped. Now, I've said this like 3 times already. I know, but now I'm gonna own up to it. Now, I'm gonna say goodnight to all you lovely chaos flowers of mine. I will see you hopefully on Monday. I know for a fact come Thursday next week, a lot of people will be busy. And I expect my count to be at 0. But if anyone does tune in, we will be reading the first installment of a Khaosmas story, where we will be creating the first installation of the Khaosmas lore, which will be added onto every single year that we do the Khaosmas event. So if you're looking for another nice little story time, we will be doing that Christmas night. As far as the rest of the week goes, Monday through then, I don't know. I'll figure it out Sunday night. Maybe Saturday. I don't know. I might have to spend all of Sunday trying to figure it out. But hopefully I will see you guys next week. And if I don't, have a very chaotic Christmas, and I will see you the next time. And remember, if you hear the whispering when you're sleeping, that's just me saying hi.